Don't you think Bubbles is too nice? Well, the professor and the other sisters certainly thought so. During training exercises, the professor would crank the difficulty up to 9 for Blossom and Buttercup, but when it was Bubbles' turn, he would turn it all the way down to 2. He thinks anything higher would just be too much for her. So as Bubbles goes through this super easy course, she gets frustrated that she's not getting treated the same as her other sisters. And just as she's voicing her disdain, she ends up getting shot and she fails the course. Bubbles just doesn't think it's fair that everyone keeps babying her and they just won't challenge her. And this happens in their day-to-day life too. The professor even keeps the light on just for Bubbles because he assumes that she's afraid of the dark, and the other girls make fun of her for being the scarediest of the crew. And so Bubbles has had enough of all the coddling, all the babying, all the assuming, and she decides she needs to prove her toughness. She sneaks into the lab for another test, but this time she cranks it up to 11. Bubbles uses all of her rage to go through the most fierce, hardcore battle ever against these insane monsters, where she gets bruised and bloody, but she makes it out a winner. She's proven she's tough, but the only problem is now she can't control her rage. In a game of Duck Duck Goose, Blossom tags Bubbles. Instead of Bubbles just chasing Blossom and tagging her, she sprints at her, tackles her, and slams her to the ground. Then she goes way overboard in her crime fighting. The mayor was stuck in traffic, so instead of helping him, she goes to the front of the line, finds out that a talking dog was causing this traffic, and beats up the dog. And she goes and beats up citizens of Townsville for the most petty crimes. She beats people up for littering. She beats people up for parking in the wrong spot. She beats people up for stepping on grass. She's gone mad. But still, somehow, Mojo Jojo is able to capture her. But even his most powerful laser doesn't faze Bubbles, and she uses her rage to escape and beat up Mojo Jojo like Mojo Jojo has never been beat up before. Once the sisters track her down and see the damage she's done to Mojo Jojo, they finally give her respect and call her hardcore. And that's all it took. That's all Bubbles needed to hear. She changes from this rage-filled monster back to her cheery self and says thank you.